fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up.
What is going on, world? Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Morning Spread right here on the Betting News Network. This is episode 44 of the Morning Spread right here on the BNN. I'm your host, Nate Hornung, better known as online as Shaggy_Bets. I got producer Sook helping me out in the shadows today. And this is all brought to you by our lovely sponsors at Lucky Rebel Sportsbook. Go to luckyrebel.la or click that QR code that's somewhere up there above my head. Get yourself a $1,250 deposit bonus, as well as 50 slot spins immediately in your account. We got a massive day for you guys right here on the Betting News Network. Just me this morning and afternoon. All right, I'm your only early day show right here on the BNN. You're stuck with me on the Morning Spread for the next 59 minutes or so. Go ahead, take a little break this afternoon. Come on back. We got a trio of shows this afternoon and evening for you to keep you entertained. Starting at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern, we've got No Plays Off live right here on the Betting News Network. After that, we're going to have an hour of your afternoon Betspresso as always. And then following Betspresso, get on the bump, or get off the bump, rather, with Adam and Danny Burke talking all things MLB. We got a lot of day baseball as well, people, right here on the Morning Spread. What are we going to get into today? Well, first starters, we have not one, not two, not three, not even four baseball games. We have five, ladies and gentlemen. We have five baseball games going off within the next hour. And you know what that means. We're sweating Nerfies. We're sweating Nerfies, and guess what? I've even got a Yerfie on the schedule as well. So we're going to talk all things baseball for those opening few games to have a little live sweat with you, right? We don't get to live sweat baseball very often on this channel. Don't get to live sweat anything on this channel, really, with this being the morning show. But we've got, like I said, five Nerfies locked in. We've got four bets. We actually parlayed a couple of Nerfies. So we will be... we will have a lot of sweats. A lot of sweats this afternoon right here on the show. We're going to have to get into one of them here in about 10 minutes really quickly. But after that, we're going to get into some Europa League. We've got the UEL semifinals today, first legs of those matches happening. We have also got some NBA playoffs and some NHL playoffs to discuss because, yes, Jerry, the Rockets got it done. The Rockets got it done. I will tip my cap to Houston because the Rockets went into LA and they extended the series. They forced a game 6, got the win on the road at Crypto.com Arena, beat the Lakers by 6. And here's the thing, Jerry. Here's the thing. You know, congrats to your Rockets for winning. Congratulations to them. I didn't care about that game anymore. All right, I had the Lightning and the Lakers parlayed. The Lightning lost already, so I could give two Fs about that game. But congrats to your Rockets for getting the job done. I would have been much more sad had the Lightning come through and the Lakers didn't. But losing both legs of a parlay, a lot less painful than losing by just one leg. Shout out the Rockets. They got the job done. Detroit, they also extended their season as well. They were backs against the wall at home against the Orlando Magic, needing to win this game, and Cade Cunningham showed up. I mean, Bala Banchero, he showed out as well. 45 points from both of those dudes. That's absolutely insane. But those two going back and forth. But again, the Pistons did get the last laugh and extended the series to game 6 back in Orlando. As far as the other NBA game, Cleveland, they got the job done. A 2-2 series going into that game in Cleveland. They got the job done at home, against the Raptors. So now they head to Toronto for game 6 with a 3-2 series lead. Tony, speaking my language, Tony. Hey, if the Royals aren't losing today, I'm okay with that. They got an afternoon game today out in Sacramento facing the unaffiliated Athletics of Sacramento. So hope the Royals will get the job done. I'll listen to you, though. Vinny home run, Royals win, I'm on board. That's everything I could have asked for. But, folks, we've got a Nerfie. All right, we got a NRFI going off in 10 minutes. We recapped a little bit of NBA. We'll get into some more NBA and NHL playoff bets in a second. But, Mr. Patch, your Braves are taking on the Tigers here in 10 minutes. This first pitch of this baseball game at 11:15 Central, 12:15 Eastern. We got Framber Valdez against Bryce Elder on the bump. And what are we doing? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing? We are taking that NRFI. A simple 6 outs is all we need from the Tigers and the Braves. Now, the Tigers absolutely suck on the road. All right, so I'm not really worried about them scoring at all, especially with the way Bryce Elder has been pitching. I was a little worried about how the Braves might do. They might be able to score some runs in the bottom of this first inning. I'm going to bet against it. I've got the Tigers and the Braves NRFI going off in 10 minutes. Best line was -105. What I found on the Days of the Yearbook. -105 for that NRFI. Framber Valdez, the lefty on the bump for the Tigers. Bryce Elder, the righty on the mound for the Braves. Both of these pitchers, 4-2 to the NRFI in their 6 starts so far this season. Elder's actually been a little iffy. He's actually given up runs in his last 2 starts. Started out 4-0 to the NRFI, giving up a run in his last 2. So we're just going to bet on that not happening again. So here in 9 minutes, this game is going to kick off. We just need a simple 6 outs, ladies and gentlemen. Tigers, Braves, NRFI at -105 starting here in 9 minutes. A little classic sweat for you guys to get the juices flowing. Now, we've got a lot more baseball to discuss, but those other games, we got about a half hour till those other games start. So we're going to get into a little other nonsense, a little other sports action before we get into those NRFIs. But the one going off here in 8 minutes now, Tigers, Braves, NRFI at -105. Yes, Drip. Yes, we are sweating NRFI here in 8 minutes. This one, first pitch at 11:15 Central. Don't worry, we do have a YRFI on the board today. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. But right now, what are we going to do? Let's talk about some ice. Let's talk about the NHL. Let's look at what happened yesterday on the ice. It did not go well for us. All right, we had the Lightning parlayed with the Lakers. Both of them lost. The Habs went into the Sunshine State, took down Tampa Bay in a very tight game. It was always the under, ladies and gentlemen. I know we talked about Tampa Bay and Montreal under, decided to opt for the Lightning in a money line parlay. Should have just stuck with the under because we only saw 5 total goals between the teams. Montreal won 3-2, took a 3-2 series lead, and now go back home to Montreal for Game 6 with a chance to eliminate the Lightning from playoff contention. That game on Friday in Montreal. In the good old state of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia went head-to-head in Game 6, and the Flyers were victorious. The Flyers got the job done. They won the series 4-2 in an extremely low-scoring game. We did not have a single goal in regulation. All right, it was 0-0 going into overtime, and it took 17 and a half minutes before Cam York was able to find the back of the net and not only win the game for the Flyers, but win the entire series at home in front of their fans. Philly moving on to the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Congratulations to the Flyers. And then last but not least, the Utah Mammoth against the Vegas Golden Knights on the road in Sin City. And look, if you were here yesterday, God, Drip, you're in my mind, Drip. You're in my mind. We're going to get there, but yes, we are. That's our YRFI. That's our YRFI in the Astros game. We'll get there here in a sec. Utah and Vegas went head-to-head. If you were tuned in yesterday, you knew that Papa Shags was on the Mammoth to win outright. That didn't happen. Guess what? They lost. I was on the Knights in reg. Guess what? That didn't happen. They needed double overtime to get the job done. Me and my father got double teamed by the books last night. Not fun. Not fun stuff. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. VGK was victorious, though, 5-4 against the Mammoth in double overtime. VGK now leads that series 3-2, going back to Utah for Game 6. I'm sitting with the Vegas Knights to win that series ticket at plus 152. Parlayed the Knights with the Canes. The Canes obviously got the job done in 4 games. Vegas was looking a little iffy after 3, but they've now won their last 2. I think they get the job done in Game 6 on the road. So we got a lot to get into today. We got 2 NHL games today. Later, we got Dallas and Minnesota. Minnesota with a chance to end Dallas's season at home. That game happening at 6:30 Central tonight, and then we've got Edmonton and Anaheim out in Anaheim tonight. The Ducks looking to quack their way to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. All right. We've also got some NBA on the schedule as well. But before all that, we're going to get into some soccer because we've got the Europa League semifinals today. 2 matches, both happening this afternoon, both happening at 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern over in Europe. So let's discuss. And remember, folks, 4 minutes. 4 minutes, our first NRFI'S going off. We're going to be bouncing around a lot. All right, we're going to be talking UEL. We're going to be talking NBA. We're going to talk some NHL. All of that while we sweat out a simple 6 outs in Atlanta starting here in 4 minutes. Tigers, Braves, NRFI, minus 105 starting here in 4 minutes. Stifler, I hate to break it to you, man. I don't see it going that way. But let's start with that game in Portugal. We've got Braga taking on SC Freiburg today in the UEL semifinals. Looking at the total of this game, it's going to be low. All right, it's going to be low. We have the over 2.5 juiced all the way to plus 130, the under 2.5 about minus 163. To me, that's going to be telling that this is not going to be an offensive match. All right, we're going to see 2 teams playing cautious, playing conservative, playing possession, and not creating very many chances. However, I lean with Freiburg. Even on the road. As simple as this explanation may be, the Bundesliga is much better than the Portuguese Premier League. Plain and simple, end of handicap right there. Now, Braga is 4th in the standings. Freiburg is 8th in Germany. But again, I'm arguing, and I think one can certainly argue, that Freiburg has played much tougher competition throughout the year, in this competition, everything. Now, a UCL qualifying spot is likely out of reach for Freiburg, depending on where they finish in the Bundesliga. Probably not going to happen. Their only option to qualify for the Champions League is by winning this tournament this year. Winning the Europa League automatically qualifies you for next year's Champions League. That is what Freiburg should be looking to do. Now, obviously, Braga thinking the same thing. They're not going to qualify for the Champions League. Their only shot is doing so through winning this tournament. But again, I think Freiburg's just the better team here. Braga, they had a huge road victory over Real Betis in their second leg of their quarterfinal match to advance. I think they might have just used everything up in the tank. I think Freiburg kind of dares their host to keep up with their attack, but I do think both defenses remain strong in this, what I expect to be a low-scoring game. So we went with a little cute same-game parlay for even money. We've got SC Freiburg plus a half. FC Freiburg on the double chance line, paired with the under 3.5 at even money. Got this at plus 100. I do think Freiburg wins 2-0. 2-0 at plus 1,600 is my correct score prediction in this game. Not good for Stifler's Braga team total, but this ain't the lower leagues, Stifler. All right, this is not the lower leagues. This is the second toughest competition in Europe. So we'll see how you do. We'll see how Freiburg does, but I like Freiburg to at least earn a draw here. So give me Freiburg on the double chance line and the under 3.5 at even money in our first UEL semifinal. Now, in our other UEL semifinal, we have 2 teams that are extremely familiar with each other because they both play in the EPL. They've both played twice already this season, and now they go head-to-head in the UEL semifinals. We got Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa going head-to-head tonight, this afternoon, in Nottingham. Forest getting to host this opening game. Stifler, I never said that. I'm just saying this is not the lower leagues. Now, like I said, 2 teams very familiar with each other. What have they done so far this season? Back in January, at Villa Park, Aston Villa knocked off Nottingham Forest. They won 3-1. Pretty easy victory for the hosts at home. However, 2 weeks ago, these two teams played in this stadium, the City Ground, where they're playing today. They played to a 1-1 draw, and Villa only scored off of a Nottingham Forest own goal. Now, if you look at the EPL table, Aston Villa having a much better year than Nottingham Forest. All right, Aston Villa, 5th place on the EPL table. They're safely ahead of Brighton by about 8 points, comfortably in a UCL qualifying position. Forest, they're about 5 points out of relegation. They should be safe at this point, but, snagging as many points as they can down the stretch in the EPL season is very important. Ultimately, I think Villa is the better team here. All right, I think Aston Villa is the better team here. I will be taking them on the Drano bet line. All right, Aston Villa, pick them at -116. I think this is a good price, and I'm willing to sacrifice the extra winnings for push potential. All right, if you'd like, go ahead and just take Villa on the money line at +160. I could very well see this ending in a 1-1 draw. That's probably the most likely scenario, to be honest with you, with Villa knowing they're going to play at home next week with a chance to dominate. With that being said, I do think Forest plays maybe a little conservative, knowing how much attacking power Villa brings to the table. They'll look to keep this as low scoring as possible. I don't think they're going to be successful. I do think Aston Villa wins this game 2-1 at +850. Give me Aston Villa 2-1 at +850, but we're also taking them on the Toronto bet line at -116. That is what we've got today in the Europa League. We got Aston Villa on the pick'em at -116, and we've got Freiburg on the double chance along with the under 3.5 at even money. All right, folks, that is what we've got. I got to close this tab because that's the one that's draining everything. And we're just going to have to keep up with the NRFI'S on the mobile device. NRFI number 1 in play right now, ladies and gentlemen. Tigers, Braves, it's out there. We got a 1-0 count on McGonigal. Don't like it. 1-1 count. Here we go. Moving on. All right. What else do we got to chit-chat about? We've got some NHL playoffs to get to. We got some NBA playoffs to break down. And then we got more NRFI'S and NRFI'S to sweat. So I guess we'll start there, actually. We'll get the NRFI'S and the NRFI'S out of the way as we sweat this first one. I got a 2-2 count on McGonigal right now. Bryce Elder, come on, man. Come on, man. Figure it out. Lock in. Drip, I was not really into the conference league. I just, I gotta pick my spots with all these, with all this soccer leagues going on. I'm sure that our lovely chatter Stifler has some thoughts in the UEFA Conference League, but me personally, I'm just gonna hold off, because I just straight up have not been paying attention to the Conference League. Don't really have a desire to. I'll stick with the Champions League. Even the UEL is a bit of a stretch for me. It's probably Palace today, though. Yes, I will say that. It is probably Palace today. I'm sure Stifler has an opinion as they take on Shakhtar. Yeah, I would think Palace gets the job done, even on the road in Poland. Give me Palace. It's EPL versus everybody else, right? I would definitely lean with Palace in that match. But again, maybe Mr. Stifler has a differing opinion. But no Conference League from me. Full count with Mr. McGonigal. He's out. 1 down, 5 to go. 1 out, 5 to go here in this opening NRFI Tigers and Braves. But we got more starting here in about, 15 minutes or so? Yeah, 15 minutes. We've got several going off. Actually, 3 games going off at 11:35 Central, 12:35 Eastern. We got Houston and Baltimore. We've got San Francisco and Philadelphia. And we've got St. Louis and Pittsburgh. And Drip, you were already reading my mind because, yes, we are taking the NRFI in the Astros-Orioles game. NRFI. Yes, run in a first inning, please, and thank you. Astros and the Orioles going head-to-head. This is actually a reschedule of last night's game. I believe last night got rained out, or I believe this is because they're playing a doubleheader. if I remember looking at the schedule correctly. Yes, it does look like they've got a doubleheader, and it actually looks like Lance McCullers is getting the start in the later game, which is not really good because a lot of my research for this Yerfie went into Lance McCullers being the starting pitcher because he's 2-3 to the NRFI this season, but he's allowed a run in the first inning in his last 3 starts. Not great that he is starting the later game as opposed to this early one, but we are... Am I wrong, Stifler? I was looking at where the game was played. I'm pretty sure it said Poland. The game is being played in Poland. I'll fight you on this, Stifler. Unless the lovely... All right, well, the game is in Poland. The game's in Poland. That's what I'm looking at. Unless this four-letter network is wrong, which their website has been wrong plenty, this game is definitely taking place in Poland. End of discussion. Astros, Orioles, Yerfie. Yes, run first inning. I know a lot of the research depended on Lance McCullers, but we are rolling with it anyways because Chris Bassett, pitching for the Orioles, he is starting this day game in this doubleheader. I never said it was a Polish club, Stifler. I said the game was in Poland, which it is. Plain and simple. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So that makes a lot of sense. All right. Houston and Baltimore, we're going with the Yerfie. Chris Bassett, 2-3 to the NRFI so far this season. Not doing very well. Peter Lambert is now getting the start for the Astros. And let's see how he's done in his 2 other starts. Let's see. Well, he did give up a run in the first inning to the Cardinals back on the 17th. And he got a NRFI against the Guardians. So 1-1 to the NRFI for Peter Lambert. We're going to hope he gives up a run today in the first inning because we got the Astros and the Orioles. Yes, run in the first inning. Now we got 2 guys on base right now in the Tigers and the Braves. Not great. Bryce, Elder, I need you to get out of this one. Please and thank you. I need you to get out of this one. Spencer Torkelson up to bat. We need this. We need to get out of this jam, move on to the bottom of the inning. But again, here in 13 minutes, Houston and Baltimore, we're going yes run in the first inning, the Yerfie. We got -113 for that. Don't worry, I did all the line shopping already this morning. We found the best odds available. Of course, that might have changed a little bit with McCullers not getting the start, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. Whoo, did he get out of it? Oh, he flew out to right. We're good to go. All right, 3 down. 3 more to go. Valdez, bring the stuff. Please and thank you. But we got 2 more games actually starting at 11:35, and they've got very, very juicy NRFI'S. About -150, -155 for these prices individually. So we just parlayed them. Like the degenerates that we are. We've got the Giants and the Phillies and the Cardinals and the Pirates, both NRFI'S parlayed at +170. Found this at the years in a year book. There we go. But looking at these 2 starting pitchers, the Giants and the Phillies, we got Logan Webb, we got Christopher Sanchez. Logan Webb, 6-0 to the NRFI this year. Has not allowed a single run in the first inning. We're going to just hope that keeps up. Christopher Sanchez on the bump for the Phillies. Pretty much the same thing. 5-1 to the NRFI this year is Christopher Sanchez. So 2 studs. Just keep it going. It makes sense that this is juiced at -150, -156 for this NRFI because, again, both of these pitchers have been shoving so far, especially in the first inning. All I'm doing is betting on them to keep it up. Yeah, Giants-Phillies is also a doubleheader. We are taking this opening game, the 11:35 Central start. And then we paired it with the Cardinals and the Pirates, also starting here in about 10 minutes. Pair those 2 NRFI'S together, +170 is what we've got. Hunter Dobbins actually making his first start of the year for the Cardinals, which is, a little scary. you could say, but it's against the Pirates. So we're just going to leave that. We're just going to bet on him to do his thing, get 3 quick outs in his first start of the year. And on the other side, we got Paul Skeens. Do I need to say anything else? All right, it's Paul Skeens. He's going to shove. He's got a sub .75 whip so far this season, 4-2 to the NRFI as a starting pitcher this year. And I certainly don't trust the Cardinals' bats. Ooh, there we go, Padge. Acuna flied out. Baldwin's up to bat. 2 more outs. Please and thank you. 2 more outs in this Tigers-Braves NRFI. Parlay this one for a little extra fun starting in 10 minutes. Giants, Phillies, Cardinals, Pirates. A simple 6 outs in both games. That's all we need. All right, and then I'll get into the last NRFI real quick. This one's starting at 11:40, so you get about 15 minutes, 11:40 Central, 12:40 Eastern. The Rockies and the Reds, and we are once again going back to the NRFI. -102 on this NRFI is what I found. You got Michael Lorenzen on the bump for the Rockies, who is 6-1 to the NRFI this year. Andrew Abbott starting for the Reds. The lefty just 3-3. He has kind of been getting shelled in the first inning, especially in his last 2 outings, I believe. But we're gonna bet on a little bit of progress from that guy. All right, come back down to earth, shove, get three simple outs is all we need from Mr. Andrew Abbott. And I certainly don't trust the Rockies bats at all, plain and simple. So that is what we've got in the on the diamond world this afternoon. We're sweating out Tigers Braves right now. We got a man on base, not good. Ozzy Albies, give me a nice little double play ball here. Okay, give me a nice double play ball, get us out, cash us out, move on to the 11:35 starts, please and thank you. All right, folks, got the UEL out of the way. We got the NRFI Yerfies locked in, ready to sweat. Please keep me updated because I'm going to be doing some NBA labbing, some NHL labbing. Might not be able to pay attention, but keep me posted on the NRFI'S, on the Yerfies, all that good stuff. They are starting here very, very shortly. Albies, 2-2 count. Give me a double play ball, please. Valdez has already thrown him in the dirt. You're chasing him down there. Just poke one out to the shortstop. That'd be glorious. That'd be absolutely glorious. But, folks, we've got about 33 minutes left on this show. Let's talk about in play, no out. I don't like that. 2 on base. 2 on base. First and second. 1 out. Not good. Matt Olson up to bat. Matt Olson, give me a double play ball. Matt Olson's going to give me a double play ball. I just know it. But as we sweat that out, let's find our picks on the ice tonight, as we only have 2 NHL games this evening. Yeah, please. Thank you. Thank you, Patch. Let them know. A double play ball, absolutely glorious. I won't be able to stand up. Ball 1-0 count. All right, we're going to turn our attention to the ice. We got the Stars and the Wild going head-to-head tonight in Minnesota. Minnesota, a chance to move on in this series and send the Stars packing tonight in front of their home crowd. After winning the last 2 games, they were down 2-1 in this series, have won 2 straight now, 1 at home in overtime, 1 on the road in Dallas. Now they're back home in front of their fans, looking to close out this series. This is not a series that I've been betting on at all. I think I said, 2 days ago when these 2 teams played, that I can't get a feel for the series at all. I would lean with Minnesota, but that is just the very elementary gambling brain in me, knowing this team's at home. They're a short favorite in the series now. Don't give Dallas any momentum going back home for Game 7. 2-2 count on Matt Olson. Valdez, you got to throw those balls in the dirt, please. You got to throw those balls in the dirt. Give me a little double play action. Minnesota Wild 2-11 against their spread in their last 13 games as a favorite. The Wild can't cover a puck line. Wild can't cover a puck line. I got in play out on Matt Olson. Not a double play, though. That's okay. That's okay. We'll take the one out. Grounded out to first, and all right, second and third. Men on second and third, 2 outs. A sac fly doesn't hurt us. I'll be interested to see if they intentionally walk Austin Riley here just to get the bases juiced and a force out everywhere. I would doubt it, but I mean, maybe Valdez is a lefty against Riley, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Austin Riley at the plate, second and third, 2 outs. We're 1 out away, ladies and gentlemen. Sacrifice fly doesn't hurt us. How are you going to play this? Oh, he's pitching to him. Swinging strike. 0-1 count. Come on, Valdez. Lock in. Stars, Wild. I'm probably going to leave it alone. 0-2 count. 1 strike away. Back to the well. Absolutely, Sook. I will do that indeed. Come on, Valdez. Give me 1 strike. I want to cash one of these NRFI'S before we sweat out all of them. Oh, did we get it, Drip? Are you ahead of me? I got a foul ball. I got an 0-2 count. Ah, that's who's saying back to the well. That makes sense. Robo and Kaprizov, both to get a point. Both to get a point. Robo and Kaprizov. I mean, I'm not going to bet against that. That's for sure. I'm not going to bet against it. Austin Riley fouled off another one. We're still sweating this final strike. Valdez is throwing him low. He's not giving him anything up in the zone. Keep that ball on the ground, please, and thank you. All right, Wild Stars. Again, I think. Come on now. That's 1, ladies and gentlemen. That's 1. That's 1. We got the NRFI. Cash it. Cash it. Tigers, Braves, NRFI. Boom. 1 down. 3 to go. Thank you. All right. Lost my pen on that. Here we go. What a sweat. We got it. We're moving on. All right. One winner in our pocket already today. Stars, Wild. I'm just going to leave this alone. I haven't had a feel for this series. I have not, really been watching these two teams all year long. Haven't really tuned into this series specifically either. Just kind of box score watching. Take that for what it's worth. Going to leave this one alone. Slight lean with Minnesota. Probably not going to bring it to the counter. But in the next game, Edmonton and Anaheim, the Oilers and the Ducks. Ducks a chance to end the Oilers season at home. Let's check in on Wise Papa Shags. He's on the Stars for what it's worth, so that's good that I'm holding off. Papa Shags likes pucks in net in that game. Anaheim, the Ducks are 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 at home. The Oilers are actually a road favorite in this game. Only 1 overtime game so far this series. The Oilers just dominated Game 5. On the scoreboard, they dominated. Anaheim actually outshot them 30-20. Are they going to be able to keep that up? The overhit in 16 of the Edmonton Oilers' last 24 games is a favorite. Interesting. Total over 6. Is that right? Over 6.5 is juiced to the high freaking heavens. That would make sense if Lucky Rebels just hanging a flat 7. Come on, work for me. Website, please. Yeah, Lucky Rebel hanging a flat 7 here. Over 7 at even money, under 7 minus 122. Can you even get 6.5 anywheres? I'm sure you can alt lines, but is anyone actually hanging a 6.5 in this game? Yes, there are some 6.5s out there. They are priced at minus 158 to the over, minus 162 to the over. Austin's on the quack money line. I could see it. And you know, I said that on the show on, what was it, Tuesday? The last time these two teams played, we liked the Oilers at home in game 5, but I didn't have enough faith in the Oilers making the big old comeback to win this series. I would also lean with Ducks, Austin. I would also lean with the Ducks. Do we want to take... Do we take like the plus 1.5 with an inflated under? And that worries me. I would actually maybe rather take the plus 1.5 with a lowered over. I think that would be the safer route. I might just have to hold off on this game, though. Like I said, people, I said it yesterday on the show. Games are winding down. The season is coming to a close. In both the NBA and the NHL, you've got minimal games left. The odds makers have minimal games to set lines for. They are going to be razor sharp. It is going to be hard to find edges as the season comes to a close. Keep the money in your back pocket. Definitely could be the smartest move. And I think that's what I'm going to do here. I think we're just going to hold off on the Oilers and the Ducks. Again, slight lean with Anaheim plus the 1.5. Obviously, minus 220. Don't want to take that by itself. Don't think I'm confident enough to put anything on this game. And I've got 3 Yerfies to sweat out right now. 3 Nerfies. 2 Nerfies, 1 Yerfie. Astros Orioles, excuse me. That's our Yerfie. We got 1 down already. Jordan's up to bat. 1-1 count there. Giants, Phillies. First guy up to bat. Oh, actually, man on second in the Giants, Phillies. That's not great. That's not great. Christopher Sanchez, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, the good thing about that, Stifler, is that's our parlay. So if that, if that doesn't come through, we're already in still good shape looking at the other two. I'm okay losing the parlay. I probably should have also mentioned, I don't know if I did, I went half units on all of these just because I knew we were going to have 4 bets. I didn't need 4 units of baseball crack betting out there. So half units on all these Nerfies and Yerfies. I apologize. I should have started with that. But now you know. We did win the Braves and Tigers Nerfie, though. So already up a little bit on the day. We'll see if that continues. Matt Chapman, what did you just do? Yeah, he doubled, and we still didn't score a run. All right, we're going to look for an intentional walk right here in Philadelphia and then a triple play. That's what we need. I'm already counting that one out. Middle of the first in Houston and Baltimore, not great when you need a Yerfie. Not great when you need a Yerfie. It is what it is. We'll probably just lose some there. But hey, as long as the Rockies Reds come through, 2-2 should get the job done. I think. We hope. We'll see. Maybe a little bit of juice. But we had some fun along the way. And that's what matters, folks. Betting should be fun. If you're not having fun, you should probably quit betting. Or quit losing. One of the two. But probably stop betting if you're not having fun. Betting should be entertainment. You should all budget it as such. And we'll be able to do this forever and ever. So, all right, let's move on to some NBA as we keep updated on these Nerfies and Yerfies that are probably not looking too hot in this 11:35 Central start. But we have 3 NBA games that we've got to get to tonight. And it looks like these series all could come to an end. Game 6 across the board tonight on the hardwood in the NBA. Yep, that parlay is done. And there was a Yurfie in the Cardinals game too. So they both lost. Both legs of our parlay lost. Totally fine. Now we need somehow the Orioles to get a run, and we'll be focusing on the Rockies and the Reds. That starts here pretty much now, actually. Rockies and the Reds is out there. We got need a Nerfy in the Rockies and Reds. We need a Yurfie in Baltimore. We'll see if that comes through for the kiddos. All right, NBA tonight. 3 games. 3 games tonight. Holy crap. We got 2 runs in San Francisco. Oh, those Nervies didn't even stand a chance. You got to love it. All right. I need Gunner to hit a home run. That'd be phenomenal. And Andrew Abbott, please get out of this inning. All right. NBA. Quants in chat. Lock in. We got 19 minutes. We got 3 games to get through. We got the Knicks and the Hawks starting things off down in Atlanta. New York up 3-2 in this series, coming off a pretty substantial win, beating the Hawks by 29 points at home on Tuesday. Now here they go. Head-to-head in Atlanta. Game 6. Padge, your Hawks are backs against the wall, man. They need this win at home. They're catching 2.5 points. But 2.5 doesn't matter. They need a win to keep their season alive. I'm a Braves fan. Not a Hawks fan. You're not gonna claim the Hawks, Padge. Under is hit in 4 of the Hawks' last 5 games at home. Jerry likes the Knicks. Hawks are 15-2. Wow. In their last 17 games at home. That's got to be straight up, doesn't it, Sook? That's got to be just, straight up winning. 15-2, though. It's pretty dominant. That's pretty dominant at home. Gunner got out. Not great. Flight out to left. 0-2 count on Taylor Ward. Yurfie looking dead. Andrew Abbott, he's got 1 strike. We're good to go. Or 1 out. Good to go. Knicks and the Hawks. Hawks are apparently extremely good at home. 15-2 straight up. 13-4 ATS in their last 17 at home. Now, is this right? Did the Hawks open as a favorite in this game? Or is this just the 4-letter network's website bugging out again? Because I have been duped by that before. But what it's telling me is the Hawks opened as a 1.5 point favorite, and now they're catching 2.5. Hawks need to come out and set the tempo. Austin likes the first quarter money line at even money. Austin, I think you know what I'm going to ask. Is it the Hawks' first half? Could it be the Hawks' first half? We can either catch a 1.5 or just take a plus money line for the first half. Might be the same stuff that happened last night to the Lakers. Okay. Well, the Lakers the Lakers started out hot in the first quarter, and that was it. Then they just melted down for the last 3. Technically won the fourth quarter by 3 points, but it was too little too late at that point. I think we might just blind tail my head NBA quant. We might just have to go straight to the first quarter money line with the Hawks. Adley Rushman, please hit an 0-2 count home run for this Yurfie. It's not going to happen, folks. It's not going to happen. Do you like the first half? Go money line, but feel comfortable in the first quarter. Okay. That's some opinions to work with. I think we're going to hold off on this game for now. Don't worry, folks. I will be back on this channel for Afternoon Betspresso later tonight. Come watch No Plays Off beforehand, and then Afternoon Betspresso, and then stick around for Off the Bump. Trio of shows here on the BNN later this afternoon and evening. We're going to leave this one alone for right now. We'll see if I find anything this afternoon that tickles our plums. But Knicks, Hawks, we're just going to leave it alone for right now. Let's move on to the other Eastern Conference game tonight. Boston and Philadelphia. The Celtics with a chance to end this series on the road. The 76ers need a win big time, and the books don't think it's going to happen. The books don't think it's going to happen. They are catching 6 points at home tonight to the Celtics. Personally, I think the Sixers are a corpse at this point. I don't necessarily see them bouncing back, although you got to give them props for winning at TD Garden 2 nights ago. Say less. Say less, Austin. That's all I need. Celtics first half, I'm seeing -3.5. Ooh, there's a flat 3. Flat 3 -115. That's going to be the winner for the Celtics first half. Yeah, I'm on board, Austin. I'm on board. Let me lock it in. A flat 3. Stifler, I wish I knew who that was, but I did see you yelling about him on Twitter the other day. Celtics first half -3, -115 is what I was seeing, at least on the odds board. Let's see if that's still there on the actual book. It is Celtics -3, -115 has been booked. There we have it. Plain and simple. And hey, it worked out last time. All right, it worked out at TD Garden 2 nights ago. The Celtics came out firing, covered the first half spread, barely, but they covered it. And then they shit the bed in the second half. Couldn't get the job done. Sixers got a big win, forced a game 6. I don't think Boston wants to let this go 7. They should have had this cleaned up 2 nights ago at home. Should have completed the gentleman's sweep. Didn't get the job done. We're going to back him in the first half tonight. Celtics -3, -115 has been booked. Joel looked great. Did he score 40 like he said he was going to in chat? Not quite, but that's okay. All right, moving on. We got one more NBA game. We got about 12 minutes left on this show. Let's head out west. Not too far out west. Actually, kind of directly north for me. Denver and Minnesota going head-to-head tonight. The Nuggets in Minneapolis taking on the T-Wolves. T-Wolves chance to end this series at home, but they're catching 6.5 points. The books think this heads back to Denver for Game 7. No Anthony Edwards still. Not good for the T-Wolves. I'm seeing AO and Bones, both game time decisions. I've got to imagine they're both playing. Right? Playoffs. Chance to end this at home. Aaron Gordon also looks like a game time decision for the Denver Nuggets. But is that even going to matter? Or is Jokic just going to do what he did last game? 27, 12, and 16. 24, 15, and 9 the game before that. 24, 15, and 8 in game 2. Is Jokic triple-double like -200 at this point? Because it probably should be, right? The man just does it all every single night. I mean, he is essentially 3 assists away, 2 in game 2, 1 in game 4 from having 4 triple-doubles this series. -130 for a Joker triple-double. I mean, who's going to talk me out of that? Who is going to talk me out of that? I don't know if you could. Do I want to lay minus 130 for a triple double? No, absolutely not. That just hurts my soul a little bit. Because of how rare a triple double is, I would definitely want plus money. But the man's just a stud. He's on the court 40 minutes a game, 38.8 technically, plus 100 on the line. But this is why you line shop, people. All right, this is why you line shop. I know there are people out there that think it's a waste of time and they only play on one book because it looks all nice and that book has all the lines that they want. You need to line shop. Just yesterday, all right, we had Pistons minus 5.5 in the first half. The rest of the world, because the rest of the sports books were hanging minus 6.5. Guess what? We waited. We got a good number. Thank you, Austin, for telling me to wait. We waited. We got the 5.5. They won the first half by 6 points. Exactly. We won because we line shopped. Plain and simple. You need to line shop. Plus, I mean, that this might be the play of the game. This might just have to be the play of the game. Let me do a little line shopping right now, see if I can find anything else. And also, you NBA guys that know better than me, is it worth building out yourself? Does that make much of a difference? Yes. Even like putting, okay, glitches sometimes. I mean, because even putting like Jokic for 10 points, that's got to be what, minus 25,000 for him to score 10 points. I mean, you might not even be able to put that in there. But SPJ, if you're right and that's on the line book, I'm seeing minus 132. I'm seeing minus 135. I'm seeing minus 137. Plus 100 for a Jokic triple-double. Got to have value on it. Lockvado, what I mean is, so obviously the books offer, X player to have a triple-double, and they have the odds, right? You can build out your own same-game parlay of a triple-double by taking Jokic for 10-plus rebounds, 10-plus assists, 10-plus points. Sometimes you are going to get better odds than just taking the triple-double. You shouldn't. In theory, the odds makers should have that stuff razor sharp so that it doesn't glitch like that. Okay, move to minus 120. That makes more sense. Still nice. 25, 10, and 10 plus 170 if you trust him to get 25 points. Yeah, so it's always worth checking. That's how you can, line shop at the same book. Is just by building it out yourselves. I hate that I might have to leave it alone if it's up to minus 120 now. And that's just a me personally passing out of principle. You can all make your own decisions. It is minus 120 right now for Jokic triple-double on the line book. I am seeing that. Personally, I am going to have to pass out of principle. I missed 20 cents of value. You can still 10 rebounds, 10 assists at minus 115. I mean, that's not terrible either. They don't even offer double-double lines for him, which is hilarious to me. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Lockvado. I think I'm just going to leave it alone. I think we're just going to pass out of principle. But I think that would be the hypothetical move. As far as this game, side and total, my gut does want to take the Nuggets. I don't know if I want to lay the touchdown on the road. I'm also not necessarily convinced. They kind of just melted down in the fourth quarter last game. Overs hitting 13 of the last 17 on the road for the Nuggets. Is it the Nuggets team total? I think I passed up on that on Tuesday. Nuggets team total 115.5. I mean, they only scored 96 past 2 games at Minnesota in this series. It's not very encouraging. What about a first half team total? 55.5? That seems nicer. I'm a little worried about them scoring on the road. But here's the thing, folks. We're going to leave it alone for right now. We're going to come back in a few hours. We're going to have some afternoon bet espresso. We're going to see if anything tickles my plums this afternoon. LT, best of luck to you with Forest Moneyline. Best of luck to you. I am kind of on the other side, but that is A-okay. That is A-okay. All right, we're going to leave this one alone. We're going to leave the Knicks-Hawks game alone as well. We did book the Celtics -3 in the first half at -115. That's all we've got on the NBA board right now. We actually have not booked anything in the NHL either. We're going to leave that alone again for now. Come back to Afternoon Bet Espresso. We might find a little something to wager on. I haven't even kept up with these with the NRFI. How was it going? We needed the Reds. Andrew Abbott gave up a ton of runs. Not great, folks. Not great. We cashed our first NRFI. We lost the other 3. That's what happens. All right. Apparently it was a Yerfy day, but not the one that we bet. That's okay. You win, you lose. You have fun sweating along the way. That's why we did half units. I didn't want to lose 4 units early this morning. But we got some afternoon UEL. We'll recap the bets, and then we'll send you guys on your merry way. Again, come on back later this afternoon, later this evening, starting at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. No plays off, followed by Afternoon Bet Espresso, followed by Off the Bump, a trio of shows later this afternoon and evening for you guys right here on the Betting News Network. But this afternoon, what are we sweating out? We got Freiburg plus the half. Freiburg on the double chance line and the under 3.5 for even money in Portugal this afternoon in the UEL. And then we've got Aston Villa on the pick'em line, Toronto bet at -116. Back in both road teams today in the UEL. What could go wrong? I do have some MLB scribbles out there. I broke down the Twins and the Blue Jays game tonight. We do have a play in that contest, but I will save that for Betspresso. Go ahead and peep those scribulars. If you like it early, I'll put it in chat for you right here, right now. Sook beat me to it. The guy, love it. Yeah, go peep those scribbles. I'll be selling that play later today on Afternoon Betspresso. Tune back in this afternoon. Again, nothing striking me on the NHL right now. Holding off 2 of those NBA games, but we did take the Celtics -3 in the first half at -115. Got to update my spreadsheet with all of these Yerfy losers. That's a little humbling, but again, glad we just went half units on each of those. Still up about, what's this going to get me? Still up about, what, 8.5 units exactly, actually, on our MLB betting this season. We are, 17-9 now so far this year, up exactly 8.5 units so far this baseball season. It's been a successful month. Let's hope we can keep it going in May. All right, folks, I am out of here. I'm skedaddling. This is all I got for you right now. But again, come back later. We got a trio of shows for you on the BNN starting at 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Eastern. No plays off, followed by Afternoon Bet Espresso, followed by Off the Bump. 3 hours of entertainment later this afternoon for all of you. You know who? Appreciate you being here. Best of luck with all your wagers this afternoon, people. And I will see you here in about 4 hours for some Bet Espresso. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you guys later. Love you. Appreciate you being here. Adios. I will hit the button. We'll end this stream and we'll get out of here. Oops. Let's set an outro video real quick. Where is it at? It's down there. Boom. There it is. Set his outro video. We'll see you guys later. Adios.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Riding in the deep. Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. About rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about